Hello, my fellow Descendants! This is Mloentje, and welcome back. Guys, before we start this episode, we kind of need to talk a little bit. In the previous episode, I kind of started a conversation with Haza, and I have no idea what happened. Because it was the conversation through Steam, or if it was the switch from our conversation from Steam to Discord, or whatever it was. Maybe Windows shut me down. I have no idea, but I had an update from OBS, from Steam, and from Windows all at the same time. So I did them, and usually I don't do them if my recordings are just good. But I did them, and somehow, somewhere, something got messed up. I still have no idea why, but my voice was not picking up properly, meaning that 90% of my video, you couldn't actually understand what I was saying because it was like a little bit of mumbling that was going on. I think I fixed it in the meantime. Well, I did some testing and it should be fixed in the meantime. I really hope I fixed it. Like, holy crap. But the next episode that you're gonna see from me is still a little bit funky. Yeah, I tried to do it, but I didn't get it properly to where I needed to be. Now, the problem is I recorded in bulk after that episode. So, meaning that I recorded 3 episodes in a row. So, meaning my 6th and 7th episode, I have no idea, I had no idea if the audio was actually that bad. So, I cannot use, not anything, but I just cannot make episodes out of those. You cannot understand a word I'm saying. So me trying to guide you through the campaign and giving my commentary is 0. So what I'm gonna do today is gonna give you a quick recap of everything we did in those 2 episodes. And I'm gonna try to do it as fast as possible. I know I like to talk a lot and spend a lot of time. So without further ado, guys, we are gonna start. I started my the episode with talking about a mod that is like one of the most important mods that you need to enhance as fast as possible. And that is, well, it's the one that I have right now, is Shock Punch. So as you can see right now, let's see if I can actually enhance it, because I would love
what can I help you with?
Enhance module. And then Shock Punch. Now what this does, 24,000, so yeah, you can do it once. It modifies the charge sub-attack. So there's a certain, there's a mod that has a sub-attack. We've got different ones, so there's apparently, is there a sword as well? And you also have mods like this one, the Shock Punch attack one, that actually lets you grapple in midair, or your grapple has more range. So later on, I'll probably switch to one of those, but I don't have those yet, so I want to make sure that I will invest in this one. And why is it so important? You can see here enhancement details 7 to 8, right? It's going 7 to 8. But right now I'm at 55 module capacity. With Shock Punch, I can go from 54 to 56. So it's lowering the amount of mod capacity that we need, and it's increasing it. So enhanced details going from 7 to 8, and then the capacity increases by 8. Capacity increased by 7. So if we enhance now, then we should have 55. 56? Yeah, 55, 56. So basically, you can get 10 free because it's not consuming anything. It's not consuming one thing at all. It says 8, but it's actually not consuming it, right? But yeah, there we go, guys. One of the most important mods in early game you can actually invest in is a mod that just increases the capacity of your modules. So really, really important mod there. Then we got a second quest, state-of-the-art training facility with, of course, our dear instructor, the Descendant instructor. And that actually explained that we need to come to talk to Sienna over here. So
welcome, Descendant.
Talk to Sienna, manager of the laboratory that is directly operated by the executive corps. The laboratory runs on the battle data collected by Descendants, and only authorized Descendants may enter. So if we enter the laboratory, it's basically one big testing facility where we can test how mods influence our damage. So you see here, we land in one big great hall, really nice, and we can do a resupply of everything. So we do have ammo of every weapon, of course. And then laboratory controller settings. And we can summon from the Legion of Immortality, Order of Truth, or the Legion of Darkness. A Vulgus level. Hey, let's set it to the max. 100. Yes, change the level. And then Vulgus quantity. That the max is 9. So change quantity. Fine. So now we're gonna summon 9 of the Legion of Darkness of a level 100. That is the highest tier that you can face in the open world. And now we can do the settings, like how do we want to set them? Summon formation settings. Do I want them in a one line? Do I want them squared? Do I want a cross pattern? Or do I want a board full, right? So if we would do on, focus invisibility, we want on. Because if we do off, we basically kill them. And then if we kill them, we need to come back to this, this laboratory setting menu and actually spawn them again. So Vulgus invisibility needs to be on, guys. So spawn Vulgus. I hope it's on. And there you go. A bunch of Vulgus spawned, all level 100s, guys. And now you can actually see. Okay, so I'm doing 10k crits and then 3.8 regular damage and then 10 crits, right? So if I would now implement, for instance, let's firearms, critical hit, focus fire, weak damage point firearms. Yeah, basically my gun is already a little bit on the best side that it could be. Let's try with this one. That's burst, so we're getting 5.5. Shotgun maybe? It's really hard to see the numbers, and there's no recount. That's something I kind of wish, like, if I would shoot something like this, it would be nice that the numbers would show up on the screen on the side. Yeah, you can see here, like, where are vulnerable parts. If I shoot them in the groin, does it do extra damage maybe? No, it's those. Not really. But we can crit here, and then you can adjust your mods and see, oh, am I doing more damage with this mod on it instead of this mod, right? So it's just one big testing facility, and yeah, you got a bunch of different enemy types here. Just to check out how much damage you can do. So yeah, pretty cool. If we press escape, we can return to Albion. So that's basically how you leave the testing facility through the game menu. And there we go. So the next quest we actually got was one about encrypted vaults, guys. Now this is something we came across a couple times already in the open world. So they can actually spawn if we go to the world map. So they can spawn in Kingston, Eco Swamp, Sterolands, Agna Desert, like in any of the open worlds. They can actually spawn. Now what do we actually need for them is consumables. And we go down here. We have a precision code analyzer. And we've got a couple of these guys. So we have the code analyzer, so the most basic one, the normal difficulty. We've got the precision code analyzer, so a standard one. Standard. So measures can all be used encrypted faults, normal difficulty fields. And then ultra precision code analyzer. Other materials in analyzer containing a code that is correct encrypted set by the measures can only be used on encrypted faults in normal difficulty fields. So all normal difficulty. I thought most likely I don't have another one, because basically I haven't unlocked the hard mode yet, right? So for the quest, we kind of needed to use 2 of these encrypted vaults and successfully open them. So right now I'm just gonna go, let's go Kingston. And wait, where did we go? Vespers last time? Yeah, I think over here is like 6-7 spots that it can spawn. So let's move to the ruins and let's see how we can actually find these encrypted vaults, guys. So while running around, we actually want to constantly press the button, and we can hear the... Did you hear the bleep? You hear the bleep, right? Now if we go this way, it's a bloop. You heard it? You hear the difference? Now if you hear this beep, that means you're actually going in the right direction. So you kind of want to constantly... Let's bloop again. Go this way then. So you constantly want to try to... I'm getting closer, and yeah, here we go. So these are the encrypted vaults, guys. It's these guys with the many eyes. And like it says, use precision code analyzer. Now, if we go inside, we are basically gonna play a little game. Preparing to block. So we need to press our mouse in the... Come on, really? In the right zone. Ah, that failed. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So you can't try it as long as you have these codes, right? And it can be right mouse button or left mouse button. There we go. And last one, I think. Nope, one more. There we go. Power system restored. And we can get some goodies. Conducting metal foil, like, they do contain like really good resources, guys. But for the quest, like I said, you kind of need to unlock 2 of these. Now, where can you get your hands on these ultra precision code analyzers, or just no, that's the precision ones, or the code analyzer, the normal ones, is basically by just playing the game. They drop from, they can, like, there is a percentage acquisition info. So you can see here, Vespers normal, frontline base, Vespers normal, Vespers normal. And the list goes on, guys. So any mission that you play, it can drop from mission monsters. So any enemy you can beat anywhere in a mission, it might have a chance to drop from those. And the same, I do believe, Vespers normal. And we go up and up, white null, gauge hard. So even hard missions, guys, any enemy you defeat in those missions can actually drop these. The drop rate is pretty low, though, because in the episode, I kind of failed twice, and I needed to refarm them. I think it took me 45 minutes to get my hands on 2 or 3. No, more. I think 4 or 5 that I collected in like 45 minutes. So drop rate is pretty low. But yeah, that's basically what you need to do the quest and learn about the encrypted vaults. And then by, well, basically playing the game, guys, doing the campaign, eventually my bunny actually reached level, if we go to Descendants, reached level 40, guys. So Descendant list, you can see here, bunny level 40. And yeah, Freyna is already level 34, so it definitely, that's got something that we're going to talk about later. But when I reached, I think it was level 36, I actually got a quest that was called Limit Breakthrough. And Limit Breakthrough quest basically said, get to level 40 and then go talk to the Descendant instructor. Now, the Descendant instructor mentioned like, okay, you're at 40, max level for your Descendant, and you're kind of hitting a stalemate. Well, I have something for you that will increase the power beyond what you can already do right now. And the reward for that was actually an energy activator, guys. Now you can see that I actually used this energy activator into my Thunder Cage, my weapon, instead of using it on the level 40 bunny that I actually had. Now, why is that? Well, basically there is an ultimate bunny, and when I procure ultimate bunny or get ultimate bunny, then I'll just delete regular bunny to make space for the other Descendants that are in this game. That's basically how it goes. Once you have the ultimate version, why play with the regular version? There is no reason to do that. So I decided, like, okay, weapons, and well, like I said, talked about Haza with this, and he was like, if you put it on your weapons, and especially your ultimate weapons, you're always gonna be using those. Like, at least some of them. And he's like, if you do that, you'll basically get a lot more powerful in a really short time. And I was like, okay, why? Energy activators give us 20 module capacity, guys. So we can get 20 module capacity from the energy activator. And then if we look at our Descendants, we can get 10 from the shock punch. So kicking, normal, shock punch, and then short sword. And there is even later on ones that extend your grappling hook or lets you grapple into midair. Definitely one that I kind of want. But yeah, I used it on Thunder Gauge, guys, because simply Thunder Gauge is a weapon that I'm gonna keep using. So getting 20 extra mods in there, meaning I could actually max out my rifle reinforcement. Like, that is huge. Being able to invest, and you can see I still have room, but I don't have any Kuiper to actually expand them further than they already are. But I would suggest using your first module that you can get from that on one of the weapons that you are using. And most likely the ultimate weapons that you will be using, the Albion Cavalry Gun or Nazistor Devotion, Severus Proof, like whatever you can get your hands on and play with, use it on one of those. That is definitely gonna help you out a lot to actually get a lot more powerful, because we also kind of hit our limit in one of the missions. It might be possible that it's in the next episode. I'm not really sure. Like, I got so many stuff recorded right now, and I cannot really keep track on what happened exactly where. So, yeah, we hit our limit, guys, on, well, we crafted Freyna. Let's start there. We had a quest, guys, that somebody's doing a lot of big stuff. We had a quest that says we needed to obtain Freyna's equipment materials. Now, we had this quest for like 3 episodes, and the final quest that I had was like materials parts 5. Like, there was the 5th part in that chain. Now, to actually get those parts, the bunny parts were 100% guaranteed drop. But if we go to map and then access info, we can actually get to Descendants. And then we can see all of the Descendants in the game right now. And the ultimates therefore. So, Freyna. If we look at the items that we need to craft Freyna, we kind of talked about this already, that there are certain Descendants where, I think Sharon as well, you only need to have the enhanced cells and the stabilizer. For Valby, to get the enhanced cells, you kind of need all of the other parts and the blueprints for the enhanced cells. Like, there's craftables, and then there is ones that you can easily farm in the game. So if you would check Freyna, and the 3 that we were missing was the enhanced cells, the stabilizer, and the spiral catalyst, and we actually press F, we can see that this one drops in Vespers Normal, the shelter. And that is this mission over here, 20 minutes or less. I can say I actually got the part on the first run. So that was really, really cool. So if you press Alt and scroll down, you can see here Freyna's enhanced cells, acquired chance 20%. I know Hazel was farming for an ultimate frame, and he spent 2 days farming for a blueprint. So you can be really, really lucky or really, really unlucky, guys. Now, the other 2 parts drop from the Ruins Underground entrance for the Freyna Spiral Catalyst. I did like 5 or 6 runs of this one. And then the last one drops from the Ruins Path, Freyna Stabilizer, 20%. It's a 10-minute or less. It is 10 minutes. I think this one is like a defense mission where you need to follow a drone. It takes almost 10 minutes completely. It's not one you can speed up by killing enemies faster, if I remember it correctly. But yeah, that's basically what I did, is farm those 3 objects or those 3 materials so I could actually craft up Freyna. And I actually, well, like you can see, I crafted up Freyna and started to play with her, because I've always said this, and I'm gonna keep saying this, guys. If we go to inventory, mastery rank is pretty important. Because if we look, and in the past I was kind of wrong. Mastery rank 20 benefits, capacity slot 50 plus 6. Capacity 50 plus 6, 50 plus 6, 50 plus 6. So the max capacity that we have right now is, well, decided by our mastery rank. So right now we have the capacity of 44, I do believe. If we go to mastery rank 11, we are going to get 45 plus 1, so 64. And then 84. 84, so no increase here. Here we're going to get 50. 50. So at 20, you're actually at your max capacity. You don't need to rush through 30, because through 30, it's only basically more inventory slot. As far as I can see, like the numbers here are still going up, but here they're stagnant, right? So get to level 20 is pretty important. Now getting to level 20 is basically, well, getting there is basically leveling up your Descendants and leveling up your weapons, right? And doing missions. Now, another reason why I kind of wanted to do Freyna and level her up is, soon enough, Season 1 is going to launch. And in Season 1, we are going to get the ultimate version of Freyna. And it also comes with a backstory. And you kind of need to have Freyna. I'm not real sure if it needs to be level 40. But you kind of need to have Freyna to be able to do that quest. So yeah, this is also one of the reasons why I kind of invested a lot of time or invested some time between the campaign to actually farm Freyna and be able to work on Freyna already. So yeah, definitely something, if you haven't done it, invest some time, guys. Go get Freyna. It's pretty easy. And then I'm not really sure, I think the 31st, I think next week, it's Saturday when this episode should release. So I think next week Thursday is actually when she releases. So Ultimate Freyna coming up soon enough, maybe. Another thing we learned through our Let's Play, guys, is that for the ultimate weapons, so we do have a bunch in the game, they basically have special skills. So you can see here for Albion Cavalry Gun, it's called the Cavalry. So below where you can see recoil, firearm, attack, weapon change speed, and toxic attack, it says Cavalry. That is the specific perk for this ultimate. Same as we have Overcharge for the Thunder Cage, and we have Fanatism for Nazaistra's Devotion, and Sigfora's Proof with the Mad Bomber. Now, as you can see here, we got 4 bars, and they're not filled, but with Sigfora's Proof, we actually have Mad Bomber with 1 bar. Now, how does this work? Well, basically, if you go to Enhance Unique Ability, and that is what I was talking about, for so Cavalry, or let's go with, where is this one? So let's go with this one, Thunder Cage. So Overcharge is the unique ability for Thunder Cage. When defeating an enemy, the defeated enemy has a set chance to discharge Electric Shockwave, which does additional damage to nearby enemies. Select the weapon to use as material. The weapon to use as material is basically another Thunder Cage. And as you can see, we've got like 1 bar filled, meaning that we are gonna need to implement 3 more Thunder Cages into this Thunder Cage to actually max out that Overcharge. So right now you can see that with level 2, we are going reload time modifier to minus 10%. So basically, if we implement 2 more after this, we are gonna eliminate the, well, initial, because at first we had minus 20% reload time. But eventually we're gonna neglect or completely work that away with upgrading it. And then the Electric Shockwave trigger rate is 70%. At first it was 60%. As you can see, we're going up to 80 now. Implement 1 more, 90. Implement another one, 100% Electric Shockwave trigger rate. So every enemy we kill will have a radius of 5 meters and additional damage of 200% of a firearm damage, guys. So it's gonna be an AoE burst of 5 meters every enemy we kill for 200% of our firearm damage. And I do believe firearm damage is firearm attack that we can see on our weapon, and not the DPS. I might be wrong about this, but I think it's the firearm attack. So for me, that would be 200%. That would be a hit of 6.8, 6.9k AoE damage that we actually do with exploding 1 enemy. If I have this correct, right? So we're gonna enhance, complete, and then enhance again. You can see the bar going up, 3 out of 4. And I do believe, because this has been, I think my previous episodes that I recorded was like last week Sunday, so it's actually almost a week ahead. Yeah, there we go. Thunder Cage. I did farm up 3 more Thunder Cages, 4 more Thunder Cages, which wasn't actually all that hard to do. It just took a little while. Again, like Freyna, you check out where you need to go. You just go in there and keep farming. And for Thunder Cage, that is better than safe than sorry. So that was actually a quest that we still had now, or what? Quests? No. She is talking about divine punishment though. But if we would implement this one that we just obtained, enhance unique ability, and then we of course take the other Thunder Cage, this one, implement it. So 0% reload time modifier, 100% trigger rate, 5 meter radius, 200% damage. Blam. When defeating an enemy, the defeated enemy has a chance, 100% chance to discharge electric shockwave deals additional damage to nearby enemies. And that is getting your weapon a whole lot more powerful in a really easy way, guys. It's just farming out the Thunder Cage. Again, that's it. So if we... there we go, season level up, pretty nice. Granting more strength and hence a 5 weapons.
Oh, the special
So
human
research
child.
request,
What
we
do you
can
need?
go to weapons over here. We got Thunder Cage, and then you see it's only one item that we need. Acquisition, Sterile Lance, Normal, External Reactor. So this mission, I just went in there and I basically farmed until I had 4 of the Thunder Cage polymer synthesisms or something like that. And I did the same for the synthetic fiber. Like, checked out where do I need to go, normal land, Kuiper mine, went in there and farmed until I actually had those 4 Thunder Cage synthetic fibers. And I basically crafted it up. It takes 4 hours, guys, so if you craft up 4, it's basically a day and a half crafting. A day and a half crafting and your weapon will be a lot more powerful. If overcharged, the unique ability is actually completely worked out. So yeah, that was really, really nice. And what are you blinking? That's Albion, right? Yeah, that's for the quest, guys. Other than that, there weren't really big specific things I did in the episodes, except for working on the campaign. So yeah, we do want to play the campaign and we do want to record the campaign. Now the problem is, like in the previous episode, that my voice kind of sucks. Like I've still, it's the first time this happens in 7 years that I'm doing YouTube. So yeah, we learn something new every day. Let's just call it that. But for what I can still use from the campaign, I'm probably gonna be silent from this moment on. And I'm just gonna show you the rest of the campaign that I actually did in the previous 2 episodes. So enjoy.
Descendant, I've heard about Jeremy. But there's something I must tell you first. When I came into contact with the energy from the second Ironheart, a new function was restored to my system. It's an algorithm for amplifying the void energy sensory field. An early warning system for detecting colossi that are drawn to the Ironheart. However, perhaps because it was transferred through Jeremy's arcade, which I am not synced with, my operating system is rejecting this function. Even now, alarm bells are ringing. My functions have been interrupted and my system cannot be recalibrated. Descendant, I am in no doubt that a Colossus is heading towards Ingress at this very moment. Please transfer my sensory field amplification algorithm to Seneca. If we can intercept that Colossus and recalibrate my system, Jeremy and the Ironheart can be found. Please, help me, Descendant.
It appears we have no choice. Please handle whatever the guide needs first. As Alpha said, we cannot rely on the guide alone. HQ will do their best to identify Jeremy's last known location and prepare for a pursuit operation.
Do you need information about the Colossi? Descendant, is this code related to the Void? This algorithm is sophisticated enough to be applied right away. This is truly incredible. So this is the power of the guide that the Descendants have spoken of. But now is not the time to marvel at it. Based on the results calculated from the amplified sensory field, it seems a powerful Colossus, the Executioner, is heading toward Ingress. As you likely recall from your Descendant training, the blade wielded by the Executioner is a sensitive conductor. If you allow it to power up, it will increase the time you spend in the Void. And the likelihood of failing to intercept the Colossus increases exponentially. Descendant, please proceed with the intercept immediately. Have you completed preparations? You succeeded in intercepting the executioner. An extraordinary display of skill. If there was a descendant like you a century ago, I'm certain we would have been able to stop the apocalypse. There are no what-ifs in history, of course, but the apocalypse has left such a deep wound on humanity. Regardless, if we allow ourselves to ponder all of the what-ifs, perhaps things would be better if the Ironhearts had never existed in this world. Every time an Ironheart is uncovered, it's as if the Colossi are awoken and head to Ingress. But ironically, we also need the Ironhearts to stop the Colossi. It is one of the great paradoxes. Descendant, perhaps this is exactly why the ancestors sealed the Ironhearts in vaults. I'm beginning to suspect that perhaps the ancestors hid the Ironhearts away to prevent history repeating itself. We will need extensive preparation for the moment when the third Ironheart is revealed. There is much that I would like to discuss with you, and also with the entity known as the Guide, if possible. However, we do not have the luxury of time right now. HQ is urgently looking for you, Descendant. You should make your way there as quickly as possible.
Descendant, thanks to you, the stability of my system was restored. However, the Iron Heart has slipped from our grasp. While you were stopping the Colossus, I delivered the necessary information to Enzo. It is likely that HQ will be preparing countermeasures.
And there we go, guys. That is gonna wrap up this kind of recap of the previous two episodes where my voice was kind of just completely messed up. For now, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of my Let's Play here in the First Descendant, guys, or any other game that I might be playing on my channel, which is not a lot at this moment. The First Descendant is like only thing I have on my mind. So yeah, if you want to see more content of the First Descendants, just hit that subscribe button, guys. It would always help out a lot. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.